Come on now. You know what time it is. Hey, hey, hey. It's time for the LockMarie Talk Show with your girl. Yes, yes, show me love. Show me some love. It's your girl, Coach LockMarie. Yes, and you are listening to That Right by The One. Beats by The One. Yes, if my voice sounds a little deeper, it's because it's 5:30 in the morning where I'm at. I just woke up to go to the ladies' room, and a thought just came across my mind, so I thought I'd do a podcast. See, I don't waste my thoughts anymore, and if they're not productive, I don't even think about them. We have the power to control our thoughts. We have the power to change what we think. But the problem sometimes is we allow thoughts to just run rampant in our mind, whether they're good or not. If a thought comes across your mind that's not positive or constructive or productive, why are you thinking it? Why do you meditate on it? Why do you dwell on it and let it grow and grow and grow until it becomes an issue? Then you walking around looking at your spouse or your kids side-eye, thinking they cheating on you, thinking they cheating you or robbing you or doing stuff, and ain't nobody doing nothing to you but yourself. We have to control our thoughts. Your thoughts create the world you live. They create the reality that you're in. So we must control the thoughts we think. A thought is that's how we get beliefs. All these different beliefs we got out here in the world started with a thought. It came to somebody's mind, and because they thought they were the smartest person in the world, then that thought became their belief. So they went around putting that belief in other people. Whether or not it was assisting other people, or just the people that they put it in were not in control of their thoughts, and they didn't know what to think, so then someone else was just able to tell them anything, and they began to believe it. That's why people start that with children, because it's easy to put those thoughts in children's mind, because children don't know no better. They want to believe that the parent or the adult is loving them, or helping them, or telling them the truth. So of course they're going to believe what their parents say, or the adult that they love says. I was watching a movie last night before I went to bed. The mom went to pick her son up from school. Well, I guess it was the dad's time, and she knew what was going to happen, but the dad had told the boy he was coming. And the boy was sitting there waiting. When she got there, he was the only one there. I guess school had ended. It was like an hour later. And she went and she sat on the steps with him, and she said, "Mom," the boy said, "Mom, don't say nothing." She said, "I'm not." He said, "Mom, he said he's coming and I'm going to wait." She said, "Okay." She said, "I'll be over here in the car waiting for you." The storyline went on with the other people in the movie. Now that was like maybe, school's end 2:30, 3 o'clock. So that was about 4 or 5 because it was still light. Next time that movie went back to that part of the show, it was pitch black. That little boy was still sitting on that step. My mama was still sitting over there in the car. I said, she better than me. But she knew. And she didn't want her son sitting out there in the dark by himself. I would have told him, let's go. I would have brought a burger or something to something he like. But, he wanted to believe his father. The thoughts that his dad kept telling him, the stuff his dad was telling him. I'm going to do this for you, son, and I'm going to do that for you, and we gon' this and we gon' that. And how many times have people filled your head with lies? You thought that they were truths. You thought you wanted to believe them. They became a belief for you. Women, how many times you wanted to believe what a man said? But we have the power to take back our minds and what we allow to think, what we allow to go in and out of our mind. What we believe, we have control over. And I'm like this, if a belief haven't worked, it's time to give it up and move forward. Because evidently, whoever started that belief did not know what they was talking about. Or has something going on with them. See, I'm learning to consider the sources from here out. I'm looking at the track record and the productivity, not the government stats on stuff, or not the consensus or the majority rule stats on things, because the majority, 90% of the time, don't have it right. I'm taking more in account face value, what I see, what I know, and what is conducive to where I'm trying to go in life from here out. Because I don't have the time or the patience. I done been there, done that. Spent half my life following the crowd, or following the majority, or following the, well, you know what they say, well, you know what we was taught, you know what we was supposed to believe. We are all well capable of receiving a word and the word necessary to make our lives and to help our lives be productive. That same word you waiting on somebody else to give you, if you go within, God will show enough speak to your heart and your mind and give you what you need for your life. Stop looking outside of yourself to other people for stuff that only God can give you. Because people sometimes get it wrong, and people sometimes, remember, they're human and they're man also. They're a woman also. So their thoughts and their ideas and their views more than likely is mixed up someplace in that word. If it don't come straight from the word, a part of them is connected to that word. And you got to decipher the rest and figure it out. Take it from somebody who knows. You don't want to spend half your life or a lot of time listening to other people and then having to rediscover things afterwards. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm in the dark. Hold on. Cut the light on. Alright, we're going to take a break real quick. I'm going to give me some tea, and then we'll be back with everyday positive thinking. And we're going to talk about some health today, because I got some ideas and some thoughts. Positive thinking. Let's see. I think I did this one yesterday. Yeah, we talked about trying different stuff so we can grow. It says, you are more powerful than you realize. Do you understand that, people? Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? She said, you are more powerful than you realize. It is safe for you to be powerful. See, even God is approving this message. Thunder just hit. I guess we're having a little storm out there today. I woke up not too long ago. It was, I saw the lightning through the blinds. I like it when it's raining like that. It's real nice and quiet. It is safe for you to be powerful, people. It is okay for you to be powerful. That is Doreen Virtue, PhD. Ooh, y'all. I'm about to keep going on this one. The next one says, because this is right up the alley that we were just, when I tell you confirmation be coming, it says, whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. What did we just say? Other people's thoughts become their beliefs. So whatever they think about you is not about you, but it's all about them. Don Miguel Ruiz. Ooh, if that don't, and look, see, I ain't just say it. It ain't something I made up. Other people understand it also. Let's see what we want to play. Let's play some. Go back to midnight. We are listening to Beats by the One. Marinate on that, y'all, while I go get my tea. See, other people, everybody do their podcast differently because everybody's who they are, right? This is my show, so I run my show like we are family, and I'll be at home, and you guys are at home with me. So I don't do all this. This is not Hollywood. I'm not looking for perfection. I just want comfort. I want you guys to feel right at home. And hopefully when I go get my water, you go get your water. When I go get my tea, you get you some tea. Because, when other folks doing their shows, they get their wine, you get your wine. That's why y'all got all that sugar in your system now. Y'all know I gotta mess with you. Okay, so let's go back over that one again, y'all. We're gonna cut these beats down. It said, whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. So whatever they think about you has absolutely nothing to do with you, but it's all about them. Excuse me. I totally agree with that. And that's why sometimes as children and young people, they're confused. Because they're looking at the parent, the kid knows they didn't do nothing, right? They know ain't nothing, and they're like, what in the world? That's like, have you ever been out in public and somebody approached you and just literally just showed their tail, I'll say, for lack of better words. And I don't know about y'all, but see, I'm not a person that just react or respond to folk because, like I said, I don't let people, I have always tried not to be a person to allow people to control how I react or respond. So I grip myself first. And I'm like, hold up. Because, Houston, we have a problem. And I think that's why, I don't think anymore. I know about this part. I know that's why God put me in the career, first off the bat, that He put me in. To show me the jail system, the court system, and how emotions get folks in trouble. Cause y'all, I would have been a hot mess. I ain't gonna lie. So he had to put me where I could see, cause he know. See, I've always been the type, you tell me what will happen, and if you tell me something, if you tell me if I cross that street or if I open that door, yada 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 is gonna happen, and it's nothing positive or productive that I want, or nothing that's gonna make me feel good, I'm not doing it. No sirree, Bob. So he knew to put me someplace where I could see all from A to triple Z results of people's actions and emotions and feelings, and and where they end up and what could happen to them if they didn't think about stuff and use common sense or common courtesy or legal tactics or reactions and responses to things. And I was like, ain't gotta tell me twice. No. But some people, they just, and that's where we're headed in our discussion today. People like to be in the in crowd. People love to, do what everybody else is doing. I don't. I like to set my own tone, and that's because I am a natural creator. That's because I am a part of the Creator. He was different. He was set apart. He stuck out like that sore thumb. You knew Christ when he walked up. You knew Jesus. He didn't blend in. He didn't fit in. He set the pace. He was the standard, right? So if we are royalty, if we are a part of his territory, we are part of his team, why aren't we setting paces? Why are we not being the one that other people are looking to when they need an example? Not from a religious standpoint, not from a traditional standpoint, but just from a common courtesy, common mutual respect for human beings, kind-hearted, loving point of view. That's what should come to mind when we come to mind. When people think of us, that's what they should think of. But you have to understand too, like we were just saying, whatever, if you know, and this is why you have to know who and what you are. Because if you don't know who and what you are, other people will sure enough tell you and let you know based on their belief and their thoughts of you. Okay? Because like me, people have tried to tell me who I was and what I was thinking and a whole bunch of stuff and I be laughing on the inside. Because, back then I was taught to quote unquote respect the elders, respect people. But I'm to the point now, I'm like, I just laugh. Whether you think I'm disrespecting you for my laughing or not, that's on you. Once again, that's your belief. I ain't got to. My grandmama been laughing at folks all her life, so she must have been disrespecting folks all their life. But I'm to the point now, I'm like, are you serious? But people will think a thought of you, have you pegged in their mind, and no matter what you do or say, they are going to always look at you from that point of perspective. So whether it's the right point or the right perspective, that's not your concern. The only concern of yours is how you see yourself and how you know you are. Why do you think folks walking around, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm done. Because they have a belief on their own selves. And you cannot change people. And it's not your job to change people. It's not your job to try to love the hell out of people. When I do my podcast, I don't be trying to change folk. It's just my job to help people who deal with these type of issues or situations in life to keep your peace and your sanity. That's the perspective I bring my podcast from, because I understand you can't change another person. That's not why you were created. That's not why God put you here. That's not why you were born. You were born for a purpose, to live a life and to be productive in this life. It has nothing to do with what somebody else is doing with or in their life. And once we realize that, we'll be okay. You'll be less stressful. You'll have more joy and happiness. You can smile more. No matter who comes across your desk, who comes into your store, who calls on the phone throughout the day on your job or your business, you'll be able to still keep your peace when they leave. And if you really got it, you'll be able to affect their mood or their attitude and help them leave with a better perspective or a better mood than they came with, because you are letting your light shine, and you are being and setting the atmosphere and being the strongest vibration or the strongest energy in the place. You're dominating. You're letting your light and your goodness be the dominant force. It is 5:55, y'all, on the clock. 5:55. Look it up. That's a message from the angels. Somebody need a word, and that word is there for you. That encouragement you've been waiting on. So many signs God gives us, daily, and we just miss it because we're looking for that, what we're used to, coming from another human being. 90% of the words you're looking for are not going to come from another human being. Because remember, they're selfish and they're trying to, they want you to stay connected and stay attached to them, or do things according to what makes things work for them. So they're not going to tell you what you want to know for you, because they trying to get theirs, which by right, that's all they're here to do, is to get theirs. You know, when people say, you're just so selfish, they're so selfish. What else are they? That's what they were born to be. It's about self. Parents, yes, I get why, we teach our kids to share, and no, what we should have been teaching our kids is get your own. That's why you got so many people now looking for everybody else to support their business, to support their this, to support their that. Because from a baby, parents have taught their kids that you gotta share, you gotta give, you gotta help, you gotta this. So now you're an adult and ain't nobody giving or helping no more. Now all of a sudden you done got back in tune with who you really are when it comes to what you're trying to do. Every man for himself. Okay, then why I have to give him my chips when I was a kid? Then his mama should have went and got him some chips. Her daddy should have went and got her a toy. I have to share my toy. I didn't have to share it. I was the only child. I was the only girl, so I didn't have to share my toys. My brother did not want to play with my Barbies. Thank God. But I sure used to play with his cars. He didn't mind. And remember, whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personal. So today, that's your word for the day. When you go out throughout the day, if somebody come across you and they got an attitude or they got something going on with them, just remember, don't take it personal. I'm going to grind that in you. Don't take it personal. don't take it personal. It's not you. It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. The attitude is not about you. Their attitude is not about you. Okay? They're going to have their own opinions according to their own beliefs and whatever is going on with them. So whatever they think about you is not about you, but it's all about them. I remember when I used to be on a job, and the type of position I had, it was just, Lord Jesus. I don't know what to say about it. Looking back now, I'm like, oh Lord, that's why I had to get out of there. But people would come in there and, they wanted you to be a certain way to assist them. And I'm like this. I can assist you and still be who I am. I don't have to be cracking jokes with you because you're a joke cracker. That's coming from your belief, right? So anybody who wasn't like they were, they expected you to be different. And if you wasn't, then you were labeled in their mind rude or mean or uptight or whatever. I didn't let it change me at that particular time, or that's how I kept my inner peace dealing with certain types of people. Okay? Because I found that the people who were quote unquote comfortable with those people that we dealt with daily would always get frustrated and upset, because then that person would quote unquote take advantage of whatever the situation was. So I was like, okay, I don't have time to be dealing with emotions on my job, because I'm here for a job. So I'm going to present myself in a way where I can stay at peace within. If it makes you upset or makes you uncomfortable, that has nothing to do with me. That's something you have to deal with as an individual to make yourself become more at peace. Who I am should not affect who you are, and vice versa. So they would come and approach me, and they would want a certain thing, and I would stick with what I said. I said what I said is what I said. Because that was the type of position I had. I couldn't that would have cost me my job. That would have cost me my sanity. And no, before I knew what I know now with my self-development, I had sense enough to know that I wasn't about to be miserable for somebody else to be happy. That was never going to happen. I was going to protect my peace at all costs. And that's why, in certain instances in my personal life, I will leave before I argue, fight. She don't deal with her. I don't have to. I ain't got to deal with nothing I don't want to deal with. And once you learn that, you'll be more at peace. The problem is people think you ain't got to deal with nothing you don't want to deal with. It takes me back. I know one of my past mentors years ago, I used to call her. Ooh, that tea is good. She had a situation with one of our we were it was some friends come in your life for a season, so you have friends for different time frames, and we were all hanging out at one time, 3 of us. And I didn't go to this particular event that they had. I think it was in Texas. It was in another state, but they went. And when and now I know why I didn't go, because my spirit I would not have wanted to be in the middle of that, because to this day I don't think they're talking. And so one of them said something, which she was just a blunt person. She said what was on, and which by right, she, like I said, people got to stop wanting you to be a certain way for them. If that's who you are, be who you are. Okay? People have to adjust. Don't be an adjuster, because that's not what you were created to do. And so she, said what she said to the person. The person got offended, and you would have thought they would have known each other by then to know how they were, to know that when she said what she said, she didn't mean any harm by it. That's just how she was. But I guess she caught our friend on the wrong day, and our friend snapped back, and so it became a spat between the two of them. And then our friend, I think too, because it was done in front of other people, our friend felt offended. And because at that point, which I look at it now and say she was she was concerned about what people thought about her. Because I'm to the point now, like, I deal with people and they may say something in front of somebody else and it sounds rude or abrupt or as if you don't know what you're doing because they're saying it loud. But I don't care what other people think. I know my stuff. And whether or not somebody else thinks I know or not, that's on them if they're thinking that. You know what I'm saying? 90% of the time, that's your thoughts about what somebody else is thinking anyway. And that's what we got to stop doing. Stop putting your thoughts in other people's mind. Those people not even thinking about you. They not even thinking about what's going on. They in your surroundings, but they thinking about their own lives. Folks got their own issues to think about. I know we want to think we important and everybody thinking about us. But newsflash, ain't nobody thinking about you 90% of the time. You know when folks thinking about you. You will know. Believe me, they'll let you know. And so, she had told me, the one who had who spoke abruptly to the other one. Later on, I learned that they wanted to do what you call them things, intervention kind of thing. The other one and her daughters wanted to have a talk with her. And she said she felt like they were attacking her the way they were, talking at her. And so she got up and she walked off. And I didn't see nothing wrong with that, because I don't think I would have sat there if I didn't feel comfortable. But they felt as if she wasn't addressing it, and so in their minds then, she knows she wrong and she just don't want to face it. And I'm like, folks come up with some wild stuff on you. No, how about she has a right as an individual not to sit there and have you talk to her in a way that she don't feel like you should talk to her. And that's the right. And husbands, wives, even in your marriages, you ain't got to sit there and listen to that man talk to you like you crazy. Who came up with that lie? You have a right to tell him, excuse me, I'm not your child. I am your wife. I am your partner. I am your rib, your better half, your helpmate, not your rug. I'm not your... I know I would make them mad on both. In both of them, if they ever said something out of line, I said, yes sir, yes master, because that's what you talking to me like. I am not your slave. Don't get it twisted. And it ain't got nothing to do with being disrespectful. No, you know what, it does, because they were talking to you disrespectful. So you get what you give out. It's attraction. If you want your wife to respect you, then you need to speak to her in love. If you want your husband to love you, then you need to respect him. That is the mutual. Men need respect, women need love. Okay, then man, you can't expect a woman to respect you and you not doing your part. It has nothing to do with her consciously trying not to do it. It's just the way God set it up to work. It is a natural reaction. See, we take the scripture as if, the Bible says you're supposed to do this. But that is from a law-based. The scriptures are law-based. And the scriptures work when we work. And when I say when we work, when we doing and we're in the alignment of what we're supposed to be in, when we're in tune with who we truly are, we don't have to quote scriptures and tell people and point out scriptures and beat people over the head with the Bible, because it's going to automatically work. That's why some folks' relationship is smooth, because the man from the beginning, he's in alignment. He's flowing. So when he flow, his wife's gonna flow. My dad is a perfect example of that. Him and his wife don't have no issues really. I mean, they have their, you know what I'm saying, nobody knows what goes on in people's life. But for the most part, people looking outwardly, you can tell. My dad is a pretty cool guy. He's always been that way. Like I said, when he was with my mom, excuse me, we were in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I never ever heard him argue, talk crazy to her, call her out her name, cuss, none of that. Never, not once have I ever heard that man. I've seen him have to pop off. Believe that he will defend us and his family at all costs. Oh, he a man. For real, for real. But when it comes to the women, my mama I know, and now though I know my mama that he's with now, and I call her mama. I have never seen him out of character with them. Never. And I think that's why all the kids love and respect him, because he has loved and respected all of our moms. You know? And so that says a lot about a man. But when the man is in alignment with who God created him to be, then the woman will automatically submit. Submission, people say it's not a bad word. You're right. It's not a bad word when you're with the person who know what they're doing. When you're with somebody who's in alignment. When you're with somebody who's drawing the submission out of you. That's the way it's supposed to be done. It's supposed to be a natural attachment, a natural attraction of respect, a natural attraction. It is supposed to come easy. It's contrary to popular belief, and I know I'm going to hit a whole bunch of folks in the head with this one. Marriage is not supposed to be work nor hard. I heard somebody say the other day, and I would have believed at one point the same thing, and I would have agreed and liked that post, but because I know what I know now, I did not, because I know more and I know different. I'm not saying I know better, because everybody got their own plight to live, and she is affecting and helping women that are at the place where she is. She is being a very good mentor or whatever for people. So everybody is at a certain level at life, and you will attract people at that level to help them. But marriage is not supposed to be difficult. It's not hard, and it is not. She said what she said was, marriage is not for the weak. And I was like, in my mind I said she shouldn't say that, because you got somebody who's not married, who's now going to be scared to get married because they don't want to deal with what she's saying you're going to have to deal with. And they may not even have those issues because they're not her. They're not her spouse. Every individual relationship is different. I don't care how we try to peg it as the same, how we try to put all black men in one category, all black women in one category. They are not the same. We all come from a different perspective because we're all individuals who see things differently, who deal with things differently. Yes, we have groups of people that may be the same color, who may think the same. We have groups who may have been lived or raised in the same religion or tradition, but still there are individual differences that we must take into consideration when we're looking at relationships. I'm in another state now. All country men are not the same. Since I've been here, I've met a variety. Y'all know I'm fine, right? So yes, I've met men. There's an attraction. The energy in me will always attract men. That's how God set it up. Now, whether or not I match with their energy, that's up to me to decide. Ladies, let me say that. Just because a man is attracted to you don't mean you gotta have sex with him. It don't mean you gotta marry him. It don't mean you gotta date him. Just because they're attracted and they're pursuing you does not mean he's the one. Especially if you're a woman like me who has that dominating attraction. That dominating strong energy. Men want that. They like that. That's how God set it up. Unless they are a dominating man who wants to dominate a woman, they're not looking for a weak energy woman. Why do you think, people always say when you have abusive relationships or abusive marriages, it's because the energy in that man, that is what he's attracted to. He looking for that energy in a woman he's going to be able to take advantage of. It's different types of, it's deep. But that's why those people, and they be like, oh, they know not to. No, they don't know. But the energy, it's not a physical thing. It's a spiritual. It's on another realm we can't see. But it knows the law of attraction. It is attraction, attraction, attraction. So, if you want submission, or if you want a certain thing that the Bible is saying that a man is, if you want your man to love you as Christ loved the church, then that means you should be attracting that from him. If you're not attracting that from him, then there's something going on. Like I said, we always think that we're ready for certain things because other people say we're ready, or they're looking at you from their perspective. I knew I was not ready for certain things in life. It's on one particular thing, marriage. From a young girl, before I got married the first time, I said, I don't want to get married. And I used to say to myself then, maybe when I get like 50 or 60. I used to say that. But I never told nobody else because I knew everybody else, girl, get married young because you want to have kids. If you really think back, that is what the old folks put in you. They were so worried about procreating and bringing other rugrats into this world. Once again, they were being selfish. They were worried about grandkids. They was worried about having little nieces and nephews. They wasn't going to take care of them. That's your job. Because my mama told me, and that was the last time I asked her. The first time I asked her to watch my son, he was about 2, and she told me no. And that was the last time I ever asked her. So if I was having a child based on the fact that my mama wanted me to have one, I was messed up. But that wasn't why I had my baby at all. I love my son. But yeah, the adults back in the days, I know when I was coming, everybody, the church, the people who was over us, it's better to marry than to burn. Better to marry than to burn. You have your kid. When you gonna get married? When you gonna? Now, mind you, y'all. This is funny because me and my friends used to joke about it. You keep asking me when I'm gonna get married. You know I'm not dating, right? So then, but you telling me to wait on God for a good husband. So then you should not be asking me when I'm gonna get married. If you say God's gonna, in God's right timing, He's gonna bless you with a good man, then why you asking me? You should already know the answer to the question that you asking. If you don't see me with a man, then that's why I'm not married. I don't know why you asking me. But we couldn't say that back then. They don't ask me stuff now because they know I tell them exactly what they don't want to hear, the truth. You have a right to speak your mind, folks. Stop letting folks think you don't. Alright, so we was gonna talk about health, but I'm gonna still put a little in there. But this one got me going. Whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. And their belief is just something that they kept thinking over and over and over and over again until it became a belief. So whatever they think about you is not about you, but it is all about what they got going on with them. Yeah, let's stop this one here. I'm going to do another podcast once I take a little break and sip some tea. And I'm going to speak about health in the respect of why people don't. I really believe, and this is, like I said, this is my belief because it was a thought I thought this morning. So that thought is becoming a belief now. So I believe, I'm really starting to believe that people don't want to be, how can I say this? Everybody wants to be healthy, happy, and whole, right? But at the same point, they don't, because they like being sick. They like being the victim. They like needing other people. There's a lot of needy people who whether or not that's how they're created to be, I can't tell you because I'm not that type of person. But there are a lot of people who thrive on the attention of other people. And coming from a perspective that I live in, the world I live in, I see those people as, needy, insecure, low self-esteem. That's how, those are the words we use for people like that. But we're going to talk about people when it comes to their health and that. All right. And why people don't seek health or seek total curing and healing from their ailments when it comes to their health. And then we're going to go into another everyday positive thinking, because it's a good one too, about self-love. All right. I love you guys. I wish you. I don't miss you. I wish you the best and have a great day. I'll see you on this next episode. And before we go, we have been listening to Beats by the One. We heard Back on Deck by X Rusan, ESO Indies. Waterfalls by ESO and King Sis. Sweet Talk by Tyra Chanty. Little Sunday Barbecue by Jesse Lawrence. Bedroom Loving Caliber. Self-Made Woman by Catherine Appleton. Stay in the Moment by Tyra Chanty. Scream My Name by Tanti. The Fix by Aldous Young. And we are going out with The Morning Light by L.M. Styles. Thank you to all our artists and creators for the beautiful music.
Take my hand, I know just what to do. This right.